those the Skylines. I'm gonna, yeah, non-tune cars only. What can we get? MX-5J, 1.8 RS, and 1.8i. I'll check what out of those have the most horsepower, and we'll choose that one. Yeah, whatever. Might as well rank the Fast and Furious movies as well. It's Tokyo Drift, and then pretty much on the same level is the original Fast and Furious. And then there's a small gap, and there's Too Fast, Too Furious. And there's a bit of a bigger gap, and it's 5 Fast, 5 Furious. Then it's 4 Fast, 4 Furious. Then another gap, and 6 Fast, 6 Furious. Then another gap. And you get 7 Fast, 7 Furious. 8 Fast, 8 Furious is coming out this year, so I might... Probably gonna watch that whenever. What's it? 142 horsepowers and 157. So this is obviously the MX-5 you want to go for. It's 23 grand though, so we're gonna have to do a little bit of grinding. But I've got 10 minutes, so what does it matter? Let's switch to my RX-7. And what we'll do is we'll go and do the 80s races that gave me like 5 grand each. Actually, what's the prize for the beginner races and amateur? Oh, they're running it. Okay, well, whatever. Oh, that was the kind of cough you have when it sounds like you're gonna be sick. Jesus. Right, that's the race you need the MX-5 for, so we'll go out and we'll do... Wait a minute, AT Sports Car Cup. No, that's not it. It was Turbo Sports Model, that's it. Test course, special stage, and midfield. We'll do 1 or 2 races on midfield. Well, by 1 or 2 I mean... Probably mean 1, actually. Actually, test course... Test course is the oval, so... And I can't win on... Special stage Route 11 without using that OP MX-5. So yeah, I guess we will have to do a couple races at midfield. But after that, everything is going to be okie-zay. How many of these races am I going to have to do? Well, the MX-5 is 25 grand, so I'm going to have to do this race 5 times. I hope we're looking forward to that. I hope we're looking forward to that. This one race 5 times, so we can get a Mazda, so we can... Although we will earn 100 grand from that. And then we'll be able to do one of the sort of recommended Gran Turismo 3 routes, where you buy a Mitsubishi Lancer and fully max it out, upgrade it. Because you can do that with, I think, about 100 grand. For some reason, a few months ago, I managed to do that without having to do the endurance race. I just got it through winning races. Also, I somehow managed to... I have no idea what the hell I was going on doing. Although, to be honest though, I did start out with the 8.6 when I did that, so that probably gives me the advantage over having the Trueno. But I had like a Ford Mustang and everything. But we'll get to that level, don't worry. We'll be there. But doing an endurance race is the opposite of lazy, let's be real. Probably gonna take me like 2 hours to do. I hope you can do session saves in the endurance races on this game. Because if you can't, that's gonna be a bit of an issue. Might end up having, if I can't do a session save and then like a mid-session sort of save in the middle of the endurance race, I might have to do it off, like most of it off camera. You know? Although thanks to Forza 6 and these league races I used to do, I am pretty used to just lapping for like 2 hours. So it should be okay if I'm just going to do that. Hell, even if I end up coming second in that Mazda race, which I definitely won't, because there'll be 1 or 2 AI that choose MX-5s that don't have like the good horsepower. So I'll probably just have to play it a little dirty with the AI, the other 1 or 2 other AIs that do choose the best MX-5. But it'll be fine. It'll be fine. I keep saying a few months ago, I mean almost a full year ago. When I played Gran Turismo, that inspired me to do it again. So we've got enough time to run this race once more. And then I'll do the rest of the reruns of this race off camera so we can get started doing the endurance race in our next session next week. This is how you have to play Gran Turismo 3. I'm sorry if it's boring to see the same thing over and over, but this is just what you gotta do. But I am liking this plan we've come up with to get 100 grand. It's not a get rich quick scheme, it's a get rich in around 2 hours if I'm able to win a race scheme. But it's definitely better than having the 200 credits I had in the bank a minute ago. And having a Toyota, a non-competitive Toyota Yaris. For definite. Also, when we do get that Lancer, we're probably going to sell the Yaris and maybe 1 or 2 other cars. There's another key car cup, so we'll keep the Mini Cooper around. Probably throw a few more upgrades at that. I think after we get done with that Lancer, that key car race will be the first thing we do. Can this FTO leave me alone, please, and stop making Mitsubishis look bad? Because I'm going to be spending 100 grand on one, and you're just making me not want to. But I'm going to have to, so I've got no choice, so it doesn't matter what he does. He does have a nice wing, though. On that FTO, I'm going to get one of those at some point, just for the wing, probably. Although, I think by the time we have money to just be able to buy cars at random, we're going to have a money for like a GT500. So, we don't need crappy street cars with massive wings at that point. Oh well, we'll get to a stage in this game where we have money, definitely at some point. I hope. And I think that Lancer is our key. I'm pinning all of my hopes on the Mitsubishi Lancer. Oh, which reminds me, earlier on I was trying to figure out what Evo Lancer I had as a toy compared to the one that I was doing in that license test. So we're going to have to figure that out as well. Although we're pretty much at the end of the session now, so... Oh well, I'll tack an extra minute on. It's not like I've never done that with Forza Horizon. Although, speaking of... that episode 7 of Forza Horizon, the one where in the description it says, I'll explain later why I don't have to bullshit for another 10 minutes, is because I fucked up on the rendering, and episode 8 has the same segment of commentary as episode 7 does. So, you know, kind of a little bit, more than a little bit maybe, embarrassing, but that I messed up like that. It's Movie Maker, you know, I gotta start using Vegas, so I'm gonna start using Vegas. So as for recording this on a Tuesday, I'm probably not gonna get around to rendering them until like the weekend, when I have time to poke my way around some Vegas and figure out what's going on with that kind of whole deal. There we go though, we're halfway towards our MX-5 fund. Just under halfway. Let's go and check out some Mitsubishis while we're here, and then we'll finish up. So just now I was driving the. First, we've got to find Mitsubishi, obviously, which is there. Just now I was driving this rally car, which is an Evo 6. The toy I had was an Evo 7. Alright, well, I'm glad we could figure that out. I'm glad we got that kind of confusion all out the way. When we get our 100 grand, I'll probably buy an Evo 7 Lancer. Unless like an Evo 6 would start out with more power. Yeah, we'll probably get this one, to be honest. Oh well, whatever. That's going to be the end of this session. Just got to make sure I sync up turning off more of my recording stuff, and we should be just about fine.